Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, we're here to talk about UFC 307's main event. Salt Lake City, Utah. Alex Pereira, current light heavyweight champion, and still, obviously, against Khalil Rountree. We're going to talk about this fight. We're going to talk about Alex Pereira near future after this fight. What does this mean for the division? What does this mean for the UFC? And what does this mean for the heavyweight division? We're going to get into that a little bit more. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. I cannot lie, this was an intriguing fight for multiple reasons. First of all, obviously, Khalil Rountree, the southpaw, made Alex Pereira look a bit awkward initial stages of the fight. Alex Pereira is used to doing certain things with orthodox fighters, like utilizing that kick to that lead leg. He wasn't really able to do that until the later rounds of that fight. He was able to do that with his lead leg. Obviously, even though it was a bit more awkward, but they were effective. Those kicks did come in later on, after Alex Pereira was able to recognize and understand the movement patterns of Khalil Rountree. And that's after Khalil gassed himself. Obviously, initial stages of the fight, this fight here was, like I said, was very interesting. And the fact that it went almost 4 rounds says a lot. I mean, we have to give Khalil Rountree some credit here. Initially, his game plan was to dart in and out and try to avoid Alex Pereira's power punches. He was only able to do that for so long, closing the distance, punching, and getting out of punching range. It was just too much, and it did prove to be too much. Obviously, for a guy that's never been in a 5-round fight, if I'm not mistaken, he's never been in a championship fight for sure. And that was clearly evident. I mean, after the 3rd round, really, it was the 3rd round that Alex Pereira started establishing dominance. The latter stages of that 3rd round is really when Alex Pereira started implementing his game plan on Khalil Rountree. Really, Alex Pereira stuck to that lead front, that front kick, and I did not think that was highly effective, in all honesty. But eventually, it was his, boxing skills that finished Khalil Rountree. It was just too much for Khalil to handle. Like I said, we have to give the guy some credit. He did go almost 4 rounds with Alex Pereira. His last 2 opponents can't say the same. Really, many people, I don't think many people expected Khalil Rountree to go 4 rounds almost with Alex Pereira. But, at the end of the day, Alex Pereira, like I said, it was awkward for the guy initial stage of the fight, but as the fight graduated, he was able to understand Khalil Rountree's movement and kind of take Khalil Rountree to deep water, so to say. Khalil Rountree gassed himself out, and at some point in the fight, he was just a stationary target for Alex Pereira. Ultimately, Alex was able to land some devastating shots. He cut Khalil Rountree. If I'm not mistaken, it was a pre-existing cut that got reopened. And then he was cut again. And I believe one of his eyes, right eye, I want to say. And, the way that Alex Pereira broke Khalil Rountree down is just impressive, to say the least. Now, Alex Pereira, 2025. Unless this guy decides to fight again in 2024, which, in all honesty, I don't put it past him. to fight sometime in December. Even though it's probably closer to his next fight is probably closer to, like, let's say sometime between January and March of 2025. I would assume, even though the guy loves to fight and he wants to be active, I would not put it past him to be back in there end of year 2025. I think if this fight was to finish in the first round, then he would have for sure took another fight end of the year 2025. And he wanted to finish this fight, actually. Initially, he came out with a crazy front kick, and that was something that he focused on a lot during that fight. I believe it was due to the height difference between the two. He thought that front kick was the tool to knock Khalil Rountree out, and he was trying to finish Khalil literally in the first seconds of the fight with that front kick. Unfortunately for him, that did not happen. But if that was the case, if he was to finish Khalil Rountree in that first round with least amount of effort, then he would have for sure been back in there, let's say December of this year. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. It could be, possibly. I don't know. This guy, really, you can't tell. I mean, within 3 months, you have until December. He might close off the year with another fight. I doubt it. I think it's going to be more closer to early year 2025, first quarter 2025. And perhaps it's that Ankalaev fight. Even though it's been speculated a lot that this guy wants to go back down to 185 to challenge Dricus, if Dricus is still champion. Even though I think that's a foolish idea. I think a more suitable idea for Alex Pereira and his legacy is that heavyweight move. Even though a fight against Tom Aspinall is very difficult, to say the least. But the possibilities are open, and in all honesty, Ankalaev, if he was to face Ankalaev, if he's to stay in that light heavyweight division, maybe his next fight in the heavyweight division, who knows? Who knows? At this point, nobody really knows. For the 37-year-old, I believe, Alex Pereira, I would love to see this guy in the heavyweight division. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.